Okay, my name is Benjamin Jones. I manage the North American market for Rhum Clément and Rhum GM, Rhum agricole brands from Martinique, and we launched these brands in the last 5 to 7 years. Today we've welcomed really specifically selected the best bartenders from New York, Chicago, and Boston. We have invited them mainly to educate them specifically about how we make our rum. We showed them our distillery Simon, where we receive the sugarcane, we crush into sugarcane juice, fermentation, distillation. They met our quality control manager. They asked many questions, very good questions, and really they're here to learn about what is different about how we produce rum in Martinique versus the typical normal rum that's made from molasses. Mainly they are all interested in to learn about our rum and our methods of producing the rum, but also to discover tiponche, which is the typical cocktail here in Martinique and is now just beginning to be introduced into the United States. These are bartenders that are very well known for their classic cocktails and the way they're able to mix new contemporary cocktails. And they're here to learn and understand the Martinican culture, the way we produce the rum, and to bring back tiponche and a little bit of this culture into their respective bars and restaurants to share with the American people.
It's absolutely gorgeous. We don't have the chance to see sugarcane fields like this in America and to produce such a beautiful product, because mostly we are more familiar with the molasses-based rums in America, but there's a burgeoning scene now with the agricole. But most people aren't very informed about the production and the distillation, so it's important for us to come down here and learn about it so we can pass on the love for agricole.
This was a great experience bringing our restaurateurs and bartenders down here to really get a good feel of what the rum agricole is all about, from the cane to the yeast to the fermentation, distillation. Really a great experience.
So today we're at the second day of our trip to Martinique with selected bartenders from New York, Boston, and Chicago. Today is Friday, we're the second day in Martinique. We are at Rhum GM, which is the northernmost tip of the island of Martinique. Really different presentation of how we produce rum in Martinique. Rhum GM, being the smallest producer in Martinique, is really seen and captured to be much more of an artisanal process. To show this to our bartenders, we started by going into the sugarcane fields, and we watched harvest, and we gave some of the bartenders some machetes, and they cut their own sugarcane and whittled it and able to taste directly the sugarcane and feel the sugar content. From there, we followed the tractors to the distillery and dumped sugarcane into the hopper and observed sugarcane crush, fermentation, distillation, and then followed the process of how we make our rum into the aging cellars, where we had a very nice presentation from Emmanuel Béchaud, the director of the distillery Rhum GM, and explained to us how we age our rum, what type of barrels we use, what kind of flavors and aromas we're looking in our rum, and we all had the pleasure to taste rum directly from the barrel. I think everyone really appreciated such an experience because that's quite rare, and we tasted rum from different barrels, from different vintages, and we would really see how the rum is maturing in the barrel. Finally, we are now in the boutique at Rhum GM, where we've made everyone a tiponche, the typical cocktail of Martinique. This is one of the main essential elements that the bartenders are here to experience. They're here to capture not only how we make our rum and really the features of how rum agricole is different from the rest of the rums made in the world, but also how we drink the rum here in Martinique as part of the cuisine and the culture and lifestyle. The tiponche is a cocktail that's not well known yet in the United States, but with this fast developing cocktail culture that you see in the best bars and restaurants in the US. They're looking for new ideas and new flavors, new ingredients, and rum agricole fits the profile perfectly, and tiponche as a cocktail, which has been around for centuries here in Martinique, is coming into the U.S. market and is more and more seen on the more diverse and well-developed cocktail and beverage programs.
So this afternoon we're at Ranji Inn, enjoying tea punch, and we toured the sugarcane fields. We got to see some of the countryside here and tour the distillery. It's a fantastic operation. Had the opportunity to see many distilleries and to taste the spirit and its place of origin always makes a difference. It always tastes a little bit better.
The tour has actually been amazing because I've sold rum agricole for quite some time, and I had a relationship with it and I had vocabulary that I used about it, but actually coming and seeing how it's built, tasting, touching, smelling the things in the air, eating the sugar cane, the grassiness and the earthiness of it actually becomes a lot more clear because you see how the production is done.
This is the most amazing experience I have ever been on in my life. I am fascinated with the culture and with all of the rum that we have been tasting, and it's a wonderful story to tell my guests.